Welcome to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and today we're going to play Periodic Strategies. This game came out on the 17th of December, so big thank you to the developers for giving me a key, and now let us begin. So this is a game where essentially you kind of connect supply and demand between different ships and try to make a lot of money. So we're going to skip the tutorial because we don't need it. And each time you click at a planet, so we're going to click over here, for example, you can see what it manufactures and what it demands. We start off at level 1, so it only has one thing that manufactures and one thing it demands. So this one makes archaeologist and it wants a ferrous stone. We can click on this planet, we can see that this planet makes rediscovered technology. Now this is super important because this is research. In order to get rediscovered technology or the research, we need one strange artifact and one archaeologist. So let me start a first route. So we're going to click a new route between these two planets. And this is planet number 1, planet number 2. And we're going to say, hey, we want archaeologists from planet number 2 and bring them to planet number 1. And we're going to buy ourselves a ship for that. Then we said that this research also needs our strange artifacts, right? So let's get some strange artifacts. We're going to second route from here to here. And we're going to say again, we want strange artifact from planet number 1 to planet number 2. Now, this is going to create research on this planet. So you can see these little beautiful ships. They're moving through and they're carrying the archaeologists and the strange artifacts so they can come here and work and discover technology. But this does not actually give me any research yet because this is on the wrong planet. They produce it, but they don't want it. So it needs to be moved here. So this planet that actually wants rediscovered technology, and then from that we get the points we need. So let's create another route from here to here. Now at the start each route can only have 2 points, 2 nodes, so you cannot make it longer at the moment, but we will be able to later. We'll take rediscovered technology from planet number 1 to planet number 2. And let me buy a ship. It seems like the music is a little low, so let me just make it a bit stronger. Alright, so now we are going to start to get technology and research. So what do we do with research? Well, we click over here and we can pick a research. Now the way this works in this game is that you don't necessarily need to click on a research and it's not going to start working on it. Every time you have some sort of research available, it will tell you, and then you can check this and you can click what you want to do. So first thing we'll be getting is the new frontiers. It only costs 1, allows you to discover new systems, so then we can do more stuff, which is available right now. So we'll research it and you can see up here how many points you have. Currently we have like 0.1, and you only get points in a specific level. This thing that we get is a research number 1. It's called rediscovered technology. And technology must be taken to a planet that demands it before it can be used to unlock new research. Yep. And that will allow us to discover a new system. Now, in order to discover a new system, we need to pay 200. I'm not going to do it just yet, but we'll do it soon because we aren't done with this system. So let's look at this planet on the left, for example. And this planet makes kindle root. Kindle roots are popular sweet that taste like caramelized meat and warm the belly like hot cocoa. That's a very interesting combo. Caramelized meat and warms the belly like hot cocoa. But okay. But we know that people in Sirius B are going crazy for it. They're demanding in every store. And if the store doesn't have it, they just get like super mad and they throw plastic bags on the ground as a protest that they cannot get their kindle roots. It's pretty famous in Sirius B. They have a big ecology problem because of that, okay? So let's try to fix it by creating a route between Sirius A and Sirius B. Like that's the name of the planet. Let's take a kindle root from planet number 2. Oops. Kindle root from planet number 2 and move it to kindle root from planet number 1 and purchase a ship, and off we go. So now this ship shall take kindle root and bring it over. So it's going to fly around this planet for a little while until it can grab all the kindle. You can see them throwing the boxes to the ship, which I think is a really nice effect, but it's also kind of hilarious. Like imagine these boxes are so big that you just throw them out of the planet and falls into the cargo of this ship, and then it sort of delivers them here. Each ship, the basic ship that we're buying, has a cargo capacity of 20 and a speed of 50. Okay, so now these people get kindle root and the ecology problem on Sirius B is getting much better. Now let's discover a new system. Get a system over here and we get 2 new planets, Fisk Centauri A, which wants ferrous stone. Despite the best efforts of the plastic burn of the 2050s, iron and its derivatives steel are still the most popular material for tools and construction galaxy-wide. And it demands wool beast. Fluffy livestock used to be called sheep, but were eventually rebranded by the industry to get rid of centuries of political and religious baggage. That's hilarious, I love that. It wants ferrous stone, which actually we make here at Sirius A. So let's create a new route between these two planets. And we're going to take the ferrous stone from planet number 1 and bring it to planet number 2 and purchase the ship. Now we have a new technology available, so let's check it out. We get complex route. Oh, that's really, really good. You can trade routes with more than 2 nodes. So we're going to work on that first. Yeah. Actually, let me show you something first. So we know that this thing wants bran grass. And this thing makes bran grass, right? So let's make a route like we did until now. No stress about it. You can't. You cannot cross routes like this, which makes the game a lot more interesting and challenging, and I quite like that. There are ways you can change it. You can create a new route, because now we can have more than 2 nodes. We can create a route that goes here, and then from here it goes there. That would work. Like one big route. Or we can sort of use 2 different routes. One that goes from this planet to this planet, and then from there. Now, before we finish talking about it, let me show you our research. This management training, sorry, no, not this. Flexible storage. You can import and export goods at a planet even if the planet does not demand, consume, or produce them. So this is very important, because if you have a planet that doesn't want something, you wouldn't be able to transport it. However, the way the transport work is that, for example, let me actually show. Let me create a route between these 2 planets. Okay. I can actually bring the bran grass from here to here, right? So I can import a good that this planet doesn't want. So what is the research for, right? When I started this game, I was a little confused. Like, I don't understand. Well, let me actually show you. Let me take a ship from planet number 1, bring it to planet number 2. We're going to buy the ship. It's all going to work. The bran grass will now be at this place. That's perfectly fine. And we can even take this route and we can say, hey, I want to grab bran grass from planet number 2 and bring it to planet number 1, and it's still going to work. It's all going to be good. So what is the research for? Well, the reason why this works is because the option for the routes are always taking what one planet demands and what the second planet demands, and it gives you sort of like all options, like all options of production and demands, and it doesn't care whether it actually matches or not. So these are all the combinations we can get. So we get the production and the demand of all of these things, the bran grass and the production technology, and we get 5 things because the rediscovered technology also wants strange artifacts, even though this planet doesn't make it. So we get all the combinations, okay? But what the research is for if it was a 3-planet way. For example, if I wanted to bring the bran grass from this planet to this planet, then from this planet to this planet, and then there, then the transfer between these 2 planets of the bran grass would not work because none of these planets demand it. So that's why the research is important. Okay, so just so you know, so there is a point to the research. It's just right now, because it's such a good combination here, we don't need it. So we haven't actually read what the bran grass is, so let me do that right now. A staple grain that was created in 2182 by merging the genomes of every major grain variety. Tastes like all of them at once. I actually don't know if that's good. I don't think that sounds very good. That's not a good food. Alright, so we can now make more than 2 nodes in a route. So what I'm thinking here is, what if we connected all of these? Because we have this really cool thing where we take the rediscovered technology to this planet. From here we take the Kindle route to this planet, and then from here we take the strange artifact to this planet. So it'd be a really nice circle. The question is that a good idea? Like, I don't know, right? How do we figure out if that's a good idea? Well, we look at the ships and we look at how filled the ships are, and you can see that it's taking 1 Kindle route and has a capacity of 20, so it's very empty. So it's probably a good idea. It wouldn't be a good idea if the ships were pretty filled. Okay, so let me just destroy these routes that we just made. It's gonna say, no, I don't want you routes. You served your purpose, and instead we're gonna create 1 big route. So we're gonna connect this up. Actually, connect it up this way. And then back. one big route, and we're going to say we want to take rediscover technology from 1 to 2. From 2 to 3 we want to take Kindle Road. And from 3 to 1 we want to take strange artifacts. And off we go. One ship should be enough. This ship is moving in a very strange direction. Ship, do you understand what you're supposed to do? The ship is moving in the opposite direction. That's a bit strange. Are you the right ship? Ship, what do you belong to? Let me just sell this ship, because that ship is confusing. We'll buy a new one. The new one will understand how it's supposed to move. The new ship, yeah, the new ship is moving properly. Alright, so that's all good. Because we have enough resources so we can carry it through the ships. So, now that we have done all of that, there is nothing else we can connect up in here. So let's try to discover a new system. Oh, we get a new system here, so that's good. So the first two systems, they are always the same. This one and this one. But this is already random, so this is a different one, so I quite like that. So what do we got here? We've got Beta Hydra AC, which wants a healing bomb and produces counting beads. Well, these guys demand healing bombs, so we could make a straight up connection, so let's do it. Between these two. And we'll take healing bomb from planet number 2 and bring it to planet number 1. Purchase the ship. And off we go. And by the way, we have a limit on ships. We have a maximum of 8. That's why it's also important that we create these better routes. And we could get a new technology. And we can get either management training. Actually, we can't even get management training, but we can get planets level 2. Level 1 planets can be upgraded to level 2, adding high tier factories and demands and increasing all of their production rate when their demands is satisfied. Yeah, let's research that. That's really cool. Because we can upgrade a planet for 500, which is quite nice. But first, let me kind of discover this system a bit more. So this one brand grass as well, and it makes tillers. Tillers are wanted here. But we'd have to go through this middle planet that doesn't produce anything interesting for anybody involved. Which we could also potentially carry the Kindle. We could take a ship from here to here and then move it through. But I don't think we'll have enough Kindle Road to do that anyways. And this, yeah, so let's create a route like this. And we're gonna have a thing that takes from Kindle Road from planet number 1 straight up to planet number 3. And we'll just ignore planet number 2 for the moment, because we can't really give it anything interesting right now anyways. And let's see, we've got enough money and we can upgrade a factory. We can only upgrade a factory if its demand is met. Okay, so let's start with this one. For example, let's upgrade it and let's see what it's going to make. So it's going to make me salt crystals. Still civilization's #1 food preservative and metaphor for getting upset. Oh, that is so good. And theoretical technology. This needs a literature implant and an educator. We've got neither one of those things, but hopefully we can get them somewhere. Also, salt crystals. Nobody makes salt crystals. Oh, look at this. These guys demand wild beasts. No, wool beasts. And these guys make them. So if we could create a route that would go maybe here and then from here to there. We couldn't, because this is where we would need the research too, right? Because we could bring the wool beast to here and from here to there, but we couldn't carry it between these two places. So this is exactly where it's important. We could, however, create a route from here to there, and then that would work. So I think we might do that. Get a route like this, and we'll take the wool beast from planet number 1 to planet number 2. Create a ship. And then we'll take this route and we'll say, aside from bringing first stone down, I also want you to take wool beast up. Actually, we bring everything up. We bring nothing down. Okay. So let's just check this. Yeah, this is going to carry 10 wool beasts. But if you wanted to do it through these two ships, it just wouldn't work, right? You bring the wool beast over here, and then this one is going to have wool beast in storage. This is a really good, like, Sirius A is a really good trade planet. Like, that's where all the merchants live, because it's the best planet for that. You know, it just works really well, you know? Yeah, and this other ship, are you grabbing the wool beasts? Yep, it's grabbing all the 10 wool beasts and gonna carry them up here. Very good. Ooh, I have the stone set up wrong, right? Because we can, by the way, here you can see how much storage of a certain thing you have left. We have this set up wrong, so this is supposed to be 2, and here it's supposed to be 1. And now it's going to bring the first stone down. So it was actually incorrectly set up, but now it's set up properly. So we have 600 gold, so we could upgrade something. So let's upgrade, let's say this, for example. Now you make luster down and you want wet rock. What is a wet rock? A flat, coarse rock used to sharpen blades of all kinds. You can try to sharpen your wit with it, but that will probably work out about as well as this joke. I really like the writer for this game. It's my kind of humor. I like it. It's just the right amount of soft. Doesn't make anybody unhappy. It's just the right amount. A little bit awkward, but it just works. Okay, luster down. When treated with a newly discovered method, sheep's wool becomes as soft as silk and also acquires a gold-like shimmer. Studies estimate that people are sleeping in an average of 8 minutes longer since its introduction. Well, who wouldn't want that then? Alright, so let's upgrade this. Because unfortunately nobody actually wants luster down, right? Nobody cares for luster downs. Now, question. We make here the ferrous stone, right? And we could bring the ferrous stone down here as well, if we wanted. How much ferrous stone do we produce? We don't actually know, but probably not enough. Oh, we'll leave that for now. Let's upgrade this to see if maybe we could make this theoretical technology. Upgrade you. You make theoretical technology, sure. But you need literally to implement an educator for it, and we've got neither one of those things still. Well, that wasn't very helpful. You want a looking glass. It's a common practice for manufacturers to make them slightly concave or convex to give the viewer a more flattering appearance, depending on the preference of the target market. Ooh, I like that. Oh, new technology available. What can we get? Tell me what we can get. We can get... what can we get? Management training. Alright, let's take it. Expands the fleet limit from 8 to 16. Absolutely. Alright. What else could we do here? We seem to have a lot of salt crystal, which nobody wants. Theoretical technology is not being produced because we don't get the stuff for it. Can't discover a new system yet. Anyways, there's really not much we can do right now, to be honest. Well, we haven't read about tiller, so let me do it. Common manual farm tool that breaks up soil for planting hasn't changed in centuries. Alright. Well, I guess if it hasn't changed, then it hasn't changed, you know? Okay, we now have enough money to upgrade this. Let's do it. Ooh, you make wet rock and you want salt crystal. Absolute perfection. So we have a connection here, so we're going to use this route to move it over. So you are going to bring your salt crystals taken from here. So take salt crystals and bring them to planet number 2, and also the wet rock from 1 to 2. And then on this route, we're just going to make sure that we're going to take the salt crystal. Do we want to take it step by step? No, we can just take it straight through. So we'll take the salt crystal from planet number 2 to planet number 1. We'll take the wet rock from planet number 3 to planet number 1. And we need to check our ship, because the ship might get a little filled right now, so we want to check that. How are you doing, ship? So we've got 2 rediscovered technologies, and we're going to grab all the salt rock and the kindle root we can. And still we've got space. We are at... Well, actually, we're not going to have space right now, but that's because we had a lot of left in storage. So I think still 1 ship is not enough. You can then upgrade the ship once you research that, but we don't really need it right now. Right, so we got rid of some stuff. We're still carrying the salt crystals through to here. We're gonna bring 16 salt crystals to this planet. And then this other ship should grab it. Yeah, it already grabbed 4 salt crystals. Fantastic. Wait, you make the wet rock? I thought you bring the wet rock. Okay. Okay, one more time. Wet rock from 2 to 1. And then here with this route, we'll take the wet rock from planet number 1 to planet number 3. Okay, fixed it. Hopefully it's gonna work now. Chip, are you taking the wet rock? You are, right? Yes, you are. Perfect. New system available. Well, show me. Oh, this is really far though. But you make stuff. You make wild beast for these guys, which could be good. So let's do it. Oh, and for these guys as well, actually. So we should probably just create a route like so. Oh, we can because of this. So we're gonna have to create a connection like that. It's kind of around, not ideal, but it's okay. From number 1 to number 3, we want the wool beast. Then nothing else is useful. But we know that you make the ferrous stone, which we would like over here. So we'll take from 3 to 2 the ferrous stone by a ship. And then we'll create a route between these two things. And this is where the... We still don't have the flexible storage, do we? Can we get the flexible storage now? We can't. So actually we still can carry the stone here. Unless... No, we can't get the storage there. Because even if we bring it straight from here to here, it's still not going to be enough to get there. So we can't actually do that. Interesting. Never mind. But we could do some more upgrades somewhere. We really need to get educators and literature implants. So let's try to upgrade this. You give me... Oh, you make a looking glass. And you want plow beasts. Most rural farmers prefer to have an animal pull their plows and carts rather than doing it themselves. These tasks require them to spend much of their day walking directly behind it though. Alright, looking glass. We can get looking glass from here to here. So you take looking glass from planet number 1 to planet number 2. And then here we're gonna bring the looking glass from planet number 2 to planet number 1. And we gotta keep checking our ships. Still, our ships, you can see on the ship here like how filled it is, and you can see still that our ships are very much fine. Oh, new technology. What can we get then? Oh, we can get better ships. Atlas MK1. Default Poseidon ships can be upgraded to the Atlas model, which holds 50% more cargo. Sure, give me. Give me. We don't need it right now, but we might need it later. Also... Oh, we already carried the brand grass, now we carry the looking glass as well. And you want wild beast, which nobody is making. However, we could upgrade this, just to see what we can get. Planet, let me upgrade you. Oh, you now make plow beast, perfect. And you want argent steel. What is argent steel? Nobody's making that. The scientists who developed this super light steel variant wanted to call it mithril. But their marketing department thought nobody would take it seriously. I kind of like argent steel, to be honest. Alright, so you make... yeah, wild beast, so it's just a straight up trade route from here to here. Nothing special about it. We take the plow beast from planet number 1 and bring it to planet number 2. It's all good. Oh, we need to purchase a ship. Now let me upgrade the ships just so we can see how the new ships look. So we're going to upgrade this one. Upgrade to Atlas MK. Does it look the same? Oh, it looks the same. I thought it might change the look, but it looks exactly the same. It's alright though. And we're moving through. Very nice. Now we've got enough money to upgrade some more ships. I'd really like to get the next technology, but we don't seem to fulfill enough of a demand. Anywhere? Oh, we could upgrade this, I guess. You make calibrated weight and you want argent steel. Well, take a really long time to bring it to somewhere where we can use it, so I think we'll just leave it for now. Why can we upgrade this? Because you demand counting beads that nobody is making. I assume we can get the second, yeah, we can get the second basic ship. Alright. We'll research it because why not? It moves faster. But yeah, we need to keep upgrading our planets until we can get this thing, which is the educators and the literature implants. Is this, by the way? Yeah, I lost it down. A new system available. Ooh, a system here. That's actually not bad. And we get a tiller connection straight up. So let's create a route like this. Bring tiller from planet number 1 to planet number 2. And purchase a ship. And that's it. Ooh, they have a very interesting sun. I like it. Blue sun. Very cool. Alright, and then we can upgrade this one, and if this one will give us something good, that'd be very useful. Also, these guys make counting beads. So let's create a new route through this planet to there. And we're gonna take the counting beads from planet number 1 to planet number 3. And then, once we fill this demand, we can hopefully upgrade this. That'd be really good for me. Because we most definitely want to upgrade it. We demand a healing bomb that we could actually bring back this way as well if we really wanted to. From planet number 3 to planet number 1. Like, it is a bit kind of stretched because it's producing 2 different planets, but we can try it. Now we can upgrade you, and you still don't give me educators or literature implant. That's okay. This is Periodic Deliveries. I hope you enjoyed it, and you can click on the right top to watch Cosmoteer, or you can click on the right bottom to watch For the Warp, which are both game in space, but they're not about supply management. See you there. Bye bye.